So, you have applied for a VAWA, or you're thinking about applying for a VAWA. You may have heard of the term Prima Facie determination, and a lot of people get confused about what that actually means. Some people think it means that their case is approved. Others think that it guarantees a green card. And unfortunately, that is not true. So, in today's discussion, I want to break down exactly what a prima facie determination is, what it means for your VAWA case, and what it does not mean, and how you can use it to your advantage. My name is Attorney Ebony Anuforo, and I work with clients nationwide and globally on U.S. immigration matters, including VAWA cases. So I just want us to get right into it. Now, before we talk about prima facie, let's quickly just level set and talk about what is VAWA. VAWA stands for the Violence Against Women Act, and it allows certain individuals who have been abused by a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident spouse, parent, or child to self-petition for a green card without relying on their abuser. So instead of the abuser filing for you, you are filing for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about prima facie determination. That's why we're here. So, a prima facie determination is a preliminary review by USCIS where they look at your VAWA application and decide whether on its face that you appear to meet the basic eligibility requirements. So, in simple terms, USCIS is saying, based on what we see right now, this case looks like it could qualify. But, and this is very important, this is not a final decision on your case. Okay? So when USCIS issues a prima facie determination, they're typically looking for whether you've submitted evidence showing that you have a qualifying relationship, so evidence of your spouse and your parent or your child, that the abuser is a US citizen or a green card holder, evidence of the abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, or any other type of abuse that qualifies, evidence of a good moral character, and evidence of your shared residence with the abuser. So they're not going deep into an investigation yet. They're just checking whether your case facially is sufficient. Okay. Now, this is where a lot of people get it wrong. Okay. A prima facie determination does not mean that your case is approved. Okay, it does not mean that. And it does not mean that you're definitely going to get a green card. Okay, and it does not mean that USCIS has finished reviewing your case. It simply means that your case has passed the initial screening stage. So I always tell my clients that think of it as getting through the front door, but not necessarily reaching the finish line. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what the benefits are of a prima facie determination. Now, even though it is not an approval, it is still very important, okay? A prima facie determination can help you access certain public benefits depending on your state. And this may include things like housing assistance, if you need it, food assistance, certain state level benefits. For example, in states like New Jersey or New York, with this letter, you can sometimes use it to demonstrate eligibility for specific programs. So it's very important to remember that your benefits are going to vary state by state. So you want to, always check locally and speak to an attorney to see what you may qualify for. Okay. Now, how long does it last? So prima facie determination, it's usually issued for a limited period, so it doesn't last for the lifetime of your case, often about 6 months. And they can be renewed if your case is still pending. So you'll see after a few months, you will get a new updated prima facie determination with a new expiration date. Okay, so don't panic if you see an expiration date. It is very normal to have an expiration date on your prima facie determination. Okay, so what should you do after you receive it? Okay, so if you receive a prima facie determination, you want to keep it safe. You want to use it if you need it, right, to apply for benefits. You want to continue gathering strong evidence for your case, and this goes for most, if not all, immigration cases. You want to constantly continue to gather strong evidence for your case that you could present when you're interviewed, right? And you want to always stay in communication with your attorney, because remember, the real goal is the approval for your VAWA case, not just getting a prima facie determination, okay? Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, well, what if I didn't get one? What if I never received a prima facie determination? And that's also very important, right? Not every case does receive a prima facie determination. And it does not automatically mean that your case is going to be denied just because you didn't receive one. It could mean that, one, USCIS needs more information, more evidence on your case. Maybe your case hasn't been reviewed yet, and that's why you didn't receive a prima facie determination. At the time that I am having this discussion with you, VAWA receipts are taking many, many months for certain cases. So people are going to be waiting many months to receive possibly a prima facie determination. So that could be why you didn't receive one. And then it could also be that there are gaps that need to be addressed in your case. Okay, so this is why it's very important that you submit a strong, well-documented case from the beginning. This is going to be very critical. When you're applying for VAWA, you want to make sure that you're presenting a very strong case from the very, very beginning. Okay, so from my experience handling VAWA cases, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that people rely too heavily on a prima facie and they're not focusing on building a strong case overall. So a prima facie, it is helpful, but it's not, it's just one step, right, to a much larger process, right? What really matters is the quality of your evidence, your declaration. That is a really big and very important piece of evidence that you will need to include in your VAWA case, and how you present your story. How is your story presented when you're applying for VAWA, okay? So if you have any questions about your VAWA case, or you're not sure whether you qualify, I'd be happy to help. I work with clients, again, across all 50 states and internationally. You can book a consultation using the link below in my description. You can call us or WhatsApp us at our office number. And if you found this discussion, that it was helpful and you have a better understanding of what a prima facie determination is, make sure you like this video, comment, and also subscribe so that you can get more immigration content from us, okay? And share with anyone you think might benefit from this information. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.